All gamers, I'm breaking the number one rule of podcasting right now and eating.
Hey, how do I sound?
Wow. What are you drinking, ranch over there?
I've been guzzling ranch.
You sound like a professional podcaster.
Is it too loud?
I think it sounds lovely.
Okay.
I also, how do I sound? Because I changed some settings on my end too. I don't know if I'm...
Aside from destroying a beef hoagie on a sensitive microphone, it sounds very good.
Yeah, man.
I tried the first thing I do every morning is I have my coffee and a meatball hoagie. So it's just a great way to start
no other
the day.
Way to start the day.
There's really no other way. I actually had an interesting conversation the other day. I think this is a really good way to start the pod. Did you read it? Oh, nice. Just banging that microphone straight up.
My microphone's a little bigger than my last one, so I just bumped my coffee into it. So that won't happen again.
Yeah, your muscle memory no longer is intact.
I'm on it. What happened?
First of all, this is Did You Reddit, a weekly podcast about the internet by way of Reddit, the front page of the internet. My name is It's Your Dad.
I'm Dog Boobs.
My free day at El Studiano.
I don't know about you guys, but having not done this in like 8 days feels like a lifetime.
Yeah.
I was coming. I was like, oh God, I gotta just dust off the old podcasting boots.
Yeah.
Haven't done this
what do I do?
9 days. Yeah.
Do you ever have the thought, what am I going to talk about?
Yeah, and then I saw a great headline first thing this morning, and I was like, oh, well, that's going to be my first thing I talk about.
I don't think any of us have ever had trouble filling dead air in a group of people.
No.
Yeah, you're right.
Talk about fucking meatball hoagies and shit. That's like we choose to fill dead air with utterly stupid garbage. That
agreed. Like if anybody wants a comfortable silence with me in a car, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, you're like
unless they want to listen to music, and then you're totally cool with it.
Yeah, because then I won't be singing along. I'll be looking out the window, thinking about other things.
That's fair.
Thinking about your flying buttresses in The Sims.
My Sims life, guys.
So starting with so we're going to talk about Internet is Beautiful today. So we're kind of we've had a couple good runs of interesting guests. I hope you guys enjoyed our chat with Mike Reese, our fucking he's like an uncle now.
Him.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's basically one of us.
Guy.
Yeah.
He's cool. One of us. Really liked his chat. That was a really fun episode. It feels crazy to talk with somebody who is a creator of The Simpsons, man. Like,
yeah, it makes me think like when I was like sitting with my cousin, sweet cousin who introduced me to The Simpsons, like in a cabin in Wisconsin when I was like 9 years old. He was writing for it. Like that's just wild. And then like years later, we get to talk to him.
Hollywood, baby. He lives in New York. So that was a really fun episode. I'm glad we did it. I'm glad everybody that listened and followed and hung out. Thank you. I know we got we got Philip J. Fry, Brennan's music, and Shia LaDouche hanging out with us right now.
Oh, such good friends.
Presumably mothers.
Hello, boys and girls.
Hello.
But we are today we're going back to a non-guest pod. We're gonna just talk about Internet is Beautiful, which is a colossal subreddit, which we haven't. As I was going through it, I was kind of like, I feel like this is going to be another one of those that we do where like explain like I'm 5 or like out of the loop or just those ones that we kind of go, you know what, we're going to do a casual pod today. We're going to go to Internet is Beautiful and just like check out what's happening on the fucking internet right now. That's kind of its intention.
Updated. And like
it gets updated.
The cool thing about this subreddit, like I guess with any subreddit, but like this one is like very utilitarian and like if it's like something interesting and something that you'd want to bookmark or use, you will find it here. And the thing that's cool about that is things are always being invented, like new tools on the internet are always being invented. So It's a fun one to always log into because you'll always find something new.
Right. Yeah, it's very niche. I mean, you're not going to be like, Internet is Beautiful, hotmail.com. Check it out. It's like Internet is Beautiful, extremely niche thing with extremely niche intentions that somebody made to solve a very specific purpose, and you're just like, damn, this is fucking sick.
This is a great sub that if you're sitting around and it's not quite bedtime and you're thinking about picking up that novel that you needed to read, but then you're like, I'm just gonna get on the internet and waste a couple hours instead. This is the perfect place to hang out.
That's the place where you want to go.
This is where you want to go.
You get out that novel and you're like, I didn't actually learn how to read, so I'm not gonna...
Actually, hold on. I don't know how to read. Why did I buy all these novels? I will now get on my computer machine that speaks to me, and I'll tell me the top,
and be read to.
And be read to on TV.
It reminds me of Stumble Upon. Oh,
yeah,
totally.
Stumble Upon.
We said that at the same exact time. Stumble Upon.
You guys,
that was like
freaky stuff.
That was same wavelength this morning.
Yes. Ooh,
but yeah, that was like
I used to love Stumble Upon.
2008, 2009, 2010-ish. And you would just, I mean, there was not a whole lot of I mean, Reddit was around, but like I feel like it wasn't as well known. So I think losers like me would go to Stumble Upon and just click stumble and just like spend hours doing that.
I was stumbling with you. For sure.
We gotta stumble together.
Also, really quickly, just so it's clear, because this is going to make
how
my
I
editing
met my
hell,
wife, actually.
Just in case. Dog, you love slamming your fist down on the desk.
And now I've got
reason.
a good.
And now you have a nice microphone whose intention is to capture sound, so it's going to capture you doing that. So
all right, this will be the key.
Yeah.
I'm going to control my hands.
Oh,
you know what we need to get you is like a bowl of spaghetti that you can slam your fist into.
I agree. I need like oven
solution.
mitts duct taped to my hands for the entire duration of our live stream.
And then fill your room with spaghetti. Because I'm trying to still get the spaghetti angle going here.
We still need the spaghetti in the pot.
We didn't finish my my meatball hoagie conversation. So
so wait, you wake up, you'd say to yourself,
I'm
going to live a healthy life today, and then you crush a 4,000 calorie hoagie.
Exactly. Every morning. I do a double decker actually. So I do one layer of bread, then a nice layer of meatballs, and another layer of bread, then a nice layer of meatballs. Throw in some hamburger meat for good helping. Throw in some bacon, then toss in the bread to close it all up.
More bread, more meat, more cheese,
more bread. Exactly.
More bread.
That way, all the bread layers just get soaked up with all those juices, and it becomes kind of a paste.
Exactly.
That's what I like. Digestion.
I like when my sandwiches could be mistaken for paste. That's actually a good metric for sandwich. So what I was going to say is, I love
sandwich sounds like a decomposing corpse. Is what
it does sound like a decomposing corpse, which is kind of what a sandwich feels like. Yeah. So I was eating a meatball hoagie. I'm a freak for meatball hoagies. When I was a kid, I used to go to Subway. I think this is probably not atypical actually. I was really into meatball subs, and then I would get a meatball sub and a cold cut trio, 2 foot longs. Because I was a grown boy.
You're a big boy.
I'm a big boy, but anyway, so I still enjoy meatball hoagie, which I think is there's a place called All About the Bread in LA on Fairfax, I think, and it's like a Caliente Fuego meatball sandwich. But anyway, I get it. Every time I get a meatball sandwich, I stare at it for a second, and I go, this is an affront against all the logic of sandwiches. Like, we have built deli meats specifically designed to fit onto a slab, a flat plane, and then a meatball comes in here as a literal sphere and just disrupts the logic of sandwiches.
You're so right. It's almost like it's a throwback. It's also an absurdist exercise. It's like
it's an absurdist exercise.
It's an absurdist exercise first and foremost.
It's a statement sandwich for sure.
Yeah, and then it's almost like hearkening back to pre-sliced lunch meat, and it's like
I'm saying,
why? You know what? You know what is a good idea? Taking meatballs and cutting them into thin little slices, like pepperoni.
Some people might.
And then you're getting just a roast beef sandwich, right?
Some people might call that.
They're ground up. Yeah, those are meatloaves. Yeah, those are little meatloaves. But it's branding. It's all how you brand it.
Yeah, the conundrum is we fucking have meatloaf. It's a thing. It's wildly popular. It's extremely successful. Nobody's putting that on a sandwich.
Yeah,
putting
you're
meatballs.
right.
And I
And
think
we
it's an
make them into
attitude
balls.
thing.
Why?
I think it's a punk rock thing. I think it's a fuck
That's what I'm
the
saying.
man thing. I think it's a burn it all down thing. And that's why I eat them.
Yeah,
I think
you're right.
I think meatball sandwiches are the QAnon of lunch meat.
It's
kind of what it feels like.
Right.
They are.
And
they're like watch out, the earth is flat. Like,
yeah,
of
the
lunch meat.
mere act of eating a meatball sub is an attempt to overthrow the reptilian overlords. And
don't tread on me, man.
Against the government. Don't tread on me.
Don't tread on me, man.
I think maybe that might be the next T-shirt design that we actually have to pursue.
I love
meatball sub.
I'm
writing it down.
A sandwich shop that's just extremely like libertarian and like aggressive. And
it's like meatball militia. That's what we're called.
Oh,
yeah,
I like that.
Don't tread on meat.
Don't tread on meat. That's what it is.
I just can't figure it out. But anyway, I have that thought every time, and hopefully everybody else has this thought now from listening to this podcast, that every time you eat a meatball sub, just think about the act of defiance against God's will that you are committing to in the act of eating that sandwich. That's what I ask of all of you.
It slightly harkens back. It's slightly reminiscent of and I think Bagel Dog, Big Bagel Dog had maybe tried to rip off the meatball sub. I think they tried to jam a round object into a loaf of bread.
I see.
And I liked the Bagel Dog when they were big in 1993.
Hey, hold on for a second. We're talking about hot dogs on a bagel?
I'm talking about isn't a bagel dog when a hot dog is jammed inside of a long bagel?
A long bagel tube.
I've never heard of this.
I've had one.
Okay, dog. I know you're probably
I've
a connoisseur.
You know what brand probably sells them? Perfect segue. Steak-'em.
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 Yes.
I hate to.
I thought you were gonna segue directly into
Reddit.
I thought you were gonna segue perfectly into Sunday Scaries. I was like, you know who makes a fantastic bagel dog? Sunday Scaries.
Baby bagel dogs and 100% money back guarantee if it doesn't give you heartburn.
All right, what steak-'em?
I would pick up a CBD laced bagel dog.
Oh, I would too. Like, I would really be way more apt to do CBD at all points of the day if it was in a bagel dog.
But this is what we hinted at.
I would look at it like a gun. I'd be like, I would like check to make sure the bagel dog is straight, for some reason. I'd be like,
I think this is what we alluded to when we talked about the CBD beef jerky, is that the mere act of putting CBD in something ups its market value by 300%.
Oh yeah.
So you can kind of put CBD in edible things, right? You can put this new like Lego set, CBD Lego set, and people are gonna be like, oh, nice.
You just play with it,
healthy.
And it enters your kid's blood system through their fingers, and it just calms them. That's such a good idea.
That is a good idea. Video game controllers made of CBD. I like that.
Just solid CBD.
Yeah, it's plastic.
I think it's a great idea.
It leaches
CBD in edibles. All right, what were we talking about? Steak-'em? Did we actually segue into Steak-'em?
Yeah, there's a big beef on the internet this morning.
That's right. That's right. All right, let me pull this up. This is what you sent. This is what you shared with me, right?
Yes. So I think we've all seen this tweet from Neil deGrasse Tyson from like a long time ago. The good thing about science is that it's true,
bro.
Whether or not you believe in it. So we all heard that, right? The good thing about science is it's true, whether or not you believe in it. Yep. Today, not today, but yesterday, or I guess 2 days ago, Steak-'em, which I am not familiar with, but apparently Steak-'em is kind of like a processed frozen meat company. So like kind of like
delicious.
Like a bacon bit. They're like the cousin to a bacon bit, maybe, or
kinda in like what you would find in a freezer. Like I'm trying to I think like
a Jimmy Dean type thing.
Like a Jimmy Dean,
Yeah, except Jimmy Dean, I gotta say, they make cool breakfast sandwiches. It seems like Steak-'em's just like, here's some meat, and like you'll figure it out. And I'm like, all right.
Here's some meat, you'll figure it out.
Go for it. We're not gonna like
I think we got this interesting theme this morning, which is libertarian meat. Libertarian meat is kind of the theme of today for some reason.
Well, if meat was going to vote politically, it would vote libertarian for sure.
I couldn't agree more.
I don't know. Is that a subreddit? Can we change course today instead of doing Internet is Beautiful, which is a 15 million person sub, and do libertarian meat for the libertarian meatheads?
I would love that. So Steakum just responds, log off, bro. So like, what's happening? People see this, they're like, Steakum, I don't get it. Like, are you anti-science? No. They're not anti-science. In fact, they're thinking about this a little more in depth than Neil is. The irony of Neil's tweet is that by framing science itself as true, he's influencing people to be more skeptical of it in a time of unprecedented misinformation. Science is an ever-refining process to find truth, not a dogma. No matter his intent, this message isn't helpful.
What incarnation?
What incarnation?
Man, Steakum really coming in hot with some hard intellectuality.
Right? So someone's like, you must have changed social media personnel because what happened this Monday morning? And Steakum just responds, nope. Science itself isn't true. It's a constantly refining process used to uncover truths based in material reality, and that process is still full of mistakes.
It had to find a way to get that in there.
You know, someone was like, listen, you can continue doing this, but you need to drop a steak pun.
You need to figure out how to work our brand into it. Yeah.
Neil just posts ridiculous sound bites for this, like this for clout, and he has no respect for epistemologists.
That's it. That's
epistemology.
Epistemology.
Yep. That's a tough one.
Sounds nice in a new mic, though.
Steakum.
Right.
What the actual hell? And then this is a great one. What's the beef here? Rob Honeycutt asks. Pardon the pun.
Honeycutt.
Steakum just goes, just sick of Neil's games.
What a fight that I didn't expect.
And of course, the last one. Obligatory thread to remind people that we're a brand selling products. Steakum.com. Check it out. So everything we do is based in self-interest to grow our business. Steakum bless.
Oh my God. I think we're a Steakum podcast now.
Wow. They only spell meat, M-E-A-T, anytime it's used.
It's kind of, I mean, they make some interesting points. Like I'm generally for NDGT and I'm generally for science, but
I kind of agree with them.
Like, Always Sunny kind of had like this brilliant scene with when Mac was defending God. I don't know if you know this scene, but he has this
often,
whole sequence where he's like, science is wrong sometimes, and it's like it's true. It's like not always perfectly true. It's a process, and sometimes they make mistakes, and then the mistakes are refined, and then you find the truth. Yeah. So like they have a point, although it comes across as it's either just hilarious or somebody there is like, you know, an extreme religio freak or something, which I believe is all of the people who work at Steakums.
I kind of read it as like a young person being like, okay, like in Neil's defense, I feel like he tweeted this during a particularly anti-science time, like in the past few years where it was like Donald Trump-ish era and all this stuff. So I'm sure that provides a bit of context, but to be honest, it's like, yeah, science isn't a dogma. It's like a process of hypothesizing and then testing your hypotheses and all this shit. And it's like, it's not true or untrue. It's not anything. It's like, that's the point. And like, that should be what you're trying to get people to understand is like, science is about evidence and proving a point. So, or like proving something based in evidence. So,
and about seeking the truth, I think is important, but like that has become a conversation on what, you know,
I think Philip brings up a good point too, by the way, which is we all work in some capacity in this world where if you hire a good social media person, then it can really transform your business in a way, like in a strange way where like the best evidence of that, of course, was Wendy's, right? Like Wendy's had like the greatest social media account for a long time, but they didn't actually transfer that social media account into the rest of their media. So it was always one of those anomalies, right? Where you would just like be like, damn, like Wendy's social media is so fucking funny. I'm gonna go there instead of McDonald's. And then the commercials were just like, we're Wendy's, we're normal, we have square hamburgers, right?
Like,
right.
Missed opportunity.
So,
yeah, it's like an H&R Block
interesting.
employee who at night goes to like a fetish club and like gets his nipples milked.
Totally.
It's like living a
100%.
double life a little
Like
bit.
that.
100%.
It's basically
Wendy's living a double life.
one for one. Yeah.
Well, I love this. I think this is a plot line to follow. I think this is something we really got to pay attention to because, right now I think the internet is divided between Steak-umm and Neil deGrasse Tyson. I, for one, particularly because I'm a fucking meatballer, I'm a fucking meatball libertarian. I am very pro Steak-umm. In this
we usually take the side of the steak, admittedly, but this time I think they definitely deserve it.
Do you think the Steak-umm's person is making a claim that, like, do you think they're more they'll just to simplify, like on the conservative side of things, or sort of like the progressive side?
I'm the progressive vibe personally.
Yeah, I think they're like hard left Bernie bros.
Okay, because I initially think Steak-umm's, and I think libertarian, don't tread on me, fucking guns, and I need a pocket full of Steak-umm's, and my homeboys do too.
They show too much of a nuanced understanding of science to be too conservative. Like
yes.
I think that's the key here. And I truly think that their whole point is like, listen, Neil, we don't want to be like the anti-science side and just make shit up and say, no, believe us because we're capital S science. It's like, no, reminder, if you believe in science, you believe in not taking anything at face value, including Neil deGrasse Tyson's tweets.
Yeah, I think they're full doom pilled. I think this is like, we got a doom pilled Steak-umm's social media account manager.
I really want to know who this person looks like.
Because this also reminds me, I have a friend. He is a friend, even though he presents not as a friend because he's a fucking dickhead on the internet. But like, I have a buddy who everything that happens, every positive thing that happens in politics, he immediately counters it with something that shows why it's so evil, actually. And I'm always like, man, like, and I'm not like somebody who like is excited about anything good that happens. I'm just kind of like, all right, wow. I'll like look at the veil for a minute and just like, okay, like I'm at least it's not like overtly bad. It's just like undercover bad, and I can fucking deal with that for at least a second,
Yeah.
And he just like, no matter what it is, he comes out with something dark, and so I'm always like, this reminds me of that, where it's just kind of like, remember, pro science. And then you have a bunch of people who are like, yeah, pro science, Neil deGrasse Tyson, and Steak-umm's comes in and is just like,
you shouldn't be pro something that could be right or wrong.
Well, Steak-umm's is actual meat. It's thinly sliced actual steak that's just frozen in sort of sheets. Like, call it like a slice of a piece of. It almost looks like a piece of paper frozen, but it's steak. But the guy invented it. He's a food technologist, which is one of my dream jobs. In 1968, his name's Eugene Gallardi. But he also invented the popcorn chicken, man. I mean, this guy is really a superstar. He invented
popcorn chicken.
Yeah.
Which means he must have invented popcorn shrimp, too. I mean, if you can't make popcorn chicken without popcorn shrimp.
No, that was his fucking stupid cousin, Randy, dude. He ripped him off.
Throw up this picture, guys.
All right.
Yes.
All right. So we have, so this is what Steak-umm's is, evidently. Which,
I have no negative thing to say about this.
And they use them in Philly cheesesteaks. The Philly cheesesteaks is like a popular
of course,
bio of this. Yeah.
And
I mean, I'm not offended by this.
No, me neither. I mean, let's be real. Look at the kind of shit that I eat every day. Like, I'm looking at this and I'm like, this is completely on par with the kind of stuff I eat.
And if you get a shitload of bee stings on your face, I feel like that perfectly covers your skin to sort of take down the swelling.
I think it's the perfect like face mask size. I love the gray edges.
The gray edges are a nice touch. So this is I think from Shia LaDouche, this seems like this. I guess Steak-umm's is just in on it, and somebody at the Steak-umm's Corporation was just like, hey man, like, let's give this to our fucking cousin and let him try to get us some internet credibility. And boy, did he ever! So, amazing. I
They're the
absolutely love
perfect
it. I don't
brand.
know how to click that link.
Yeah, they're the perfect brand to like to shake it up online because no one's talking about Steakums, and now
no one talks about it.
So nobody sees it coming. It's really fantastic. It also looks like this is the same scroll that they wrote the Declaration of Independence on. I'm pretty sure.
That's true.
That is what
a very
the American
concept.
Declaration of Independence is written on.
So this is a nice like a truther, a food service truther moment from Philip J. Fry, who I know works in high-end food, high-end or low-end or medium. Who cares? He works in food. It's awesome.
Yeah. What kind of falutin are you, Philip? Are you medium,
we support
high?
our food workers. But Philip J. Fry says food service Philly meat looks like it's 2 feet by 2 feet. So it comes in these sheets, comes in 25-pound bricks of Philly cheesesteak meat, which num, that sounds delicious. I gotta be honest. So anyway, well, I think we've kind of wrapped up our meat segment for today. Why don't we do a Sunday Scaries read really fast? We do need to talk about Sunday Scaries. We do need to talk about Sunday Scaries. And before I get to this, by the way, it is worth mentioning. I've been listening to a couple podcasts and I kind of like forgot. I always forget to do this because we just don't really self-promote like we probably should. But if you like our podcast, if you like what we say and you think that our opinions on meat libertarianism are important for the world to know, rate, like, and subscribe and tell your friends. It actually does help quite a bit. And I know that like some of the podcasts I really love will be like, hey, give us a 5-star if you're into it. And because it really helps and makes the Apple algorithm help us or whatever. At one point, for anybody who's new to listening to us, we used to tell our followers to give us 3 stars for some fucking reason. So I'm turning the page.
It made us more legit than to have a bunch of 5-star reviews from only our friends. But that was then and this is now. And
that was then and this is now.
Yeah,
well, I like it because we had a couple 3 stars that they were like, I'm only putting 3 stars because the host told me to put 3 stars, but they're actually 5 stars. We're like, ooh, this backfired.
I think we've actually gotten better too from 3 to 5. Yeah. Like I think we kind of
course,
we were being honest with ourselves.
4.5 now.
I think you're right.
We're better now.
Better.
But you should if you can, and if you can tell your friends, that helps. The more magnifying we get, the quicker we can sell out and fucking leave you all to rot while we ride away in our yachts into the Bermuda skyline, which is what you all want. And we're gonna throw a set of keys into the middle of all of our fans, and we're gonna say we only got 1 set of keys. There's rat poison around this perimeter. Whoever gets the keys, unlock this, and there's a rope that'll take you on the helicopter into the sky to go to our boat on the way to the Bermudas. Everybody else dies of rat poison.
I cannot wait.
Oh, looking forward to it. That's why I got to give us 5 stars on iTunes.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, anyway, all right. So, God, I love our Boom King just drops in, says hello, and then keep grinding that pole. Love you boys. Love you boys and gals.
Dominating in 2021, just like I am going to do.
Great segue.
Because as soon as 2020 ended, you guys, I took a good look in my rearview mirror and I said, F off, okay? 2021 for me is all about self-care, love.
Hostile Sunday Scaries read. I love it. I'm for it.
Love, dominating, and not fucking giving up, which means I'm focusing on being happy and feeling more relaxed. So mental clarity actually is the first step to my better life, which is why I've been taking down Sunday Scaries CBD gummy bears like it's candy, which I love gummy bears just in general, not the sugar-free kind. If you know, you know.
No, I know what you're saying.
Sunday Scary CBD gummy bears are delicious and make you feel like freaking relaxed. So when my mind starts going crazy and racing and I need to decompress, I take 2 gummies and in like 20 minutes, I'm full-blown relax mode, laid up on the couch, just full on chilling. So the thing I really love about it too is that there's no risk to buy. The company offers 100% lifetime money back guarantee. So if you get them, the product's not for you. Just take a look at that. Amazing.
Thrilling.
I love the packaging.
Absolutely
it's
thrilling.
Super cute. So if it's not for you, it's maybe not working as you hoped. That's totally fine. Sunday Scaries is in the stress relieving business, not stress causing business. So you'll get your money back. Just, reach back out and you'll get taken care of. So in order to prove how much we love Sunday Scaries, we got you a 25% off discount if you visit sundayscaries.com and use promo code Reddit. REDDIT, you'll get 25% off. Again, that's sundayscaries.com, 25% off with the code Reddit, REDDIT. They're freaking amazing. You won't regret joining their squad. Thrilling.
And coming up next, Dog Boob's Adrenaline Berries. You literally just similar product, but they just give you like they're filled with HGH, and then you take them, and then you fucking have a half lucid breakdown at 8 a.m. in the morning. And
exactly. I like that. Voiceover sessions that I'm like, oh, I know how they act, and this is like, you need to bring the energy. Okay,
I love it.
You have to bring.
It's 100% true. Yeah, you have to really sell it and go for it. Just listen to anybody on a. Yeah, nobody actually talks like that. We're all putting on our. Yeah. You have to talk like this. That's how Terry Gross taught us.
Yeah,
that's true. I actually, in all seriousness, I have been eating the Sunday Scaries. I have the gummies, which I bought using our own Reddit code because I wanted to test it out, see if it worked. And they're cool, man. I love them. They taste fucking great. And I CBD is nice because like if I have THC, I get a little too lifted and I get a little weird. And so which I will have, but I have to have knowing that I'm like going to bed or like a good circumstance that you should take THC is like last night. I was like, I'm fucking tired. I need to go to bed early. I'm going to take a little THC gummy with a little bit of CBD. And then all of a sudden there were police copters all around my home. So that was like a perfect instance. Yeah. Evidently there was a naked woman wielding a knife that was just running around the neighborhood.
That should be the mascot of our city at this point. Because every time I get online or like I hear the helicopters, I go on one of those apps on like next door or Citizen or something. Never like, wait, what's this about? And everyone's like, oh, it's a naked lady with a knife. Every single time, 100%.
My roommate was just telling me about a naked lady with a machete that was arrested in San Diego this past weekend.
It should be the Southern California flag. It should be.
We are facing
with a naked.
It's like it's kind of Juggalo adjacent. Yeah.
Oh, I would love it, dude. If we replaced another great T-shirt design, replacing the California flag with the instead of the bear, you have Hatchet Man, the Hatchet Man from Juggalo. I love that. All right. Anyway, why don't we get into Internet is Beautiful and spend the rest of the episode talking about it? I mean, I think that there's a we actually I saw a little bit of chatter in the stream chat already, a little bit about it. Before I'm just gonna open up the one that I think they were referencing, which is a site where you can pet the dog, give him a pat. He's a good boy. So this is 1millionpats.com, and this is it's the top post right now on the sub. Let me pull it up.
Yes, and while he's pulling that up, just to give you a little rundown of what the sub's about. I know we kind of covered in the beginning, but this is what it says on the sidebar. This is a subreddit based around sharing awesome, usually minimal and single-purpose websites and web tools. Also, note to self, if this subreddit gets huge, which it did, it's 15 million members. Awesome.
Love it.
If it does not, I will simply use it to back up my bookmarks. Sure. Okay, this part is kind of
this is just one person. I love that.
Yeah, and I'm very curious about what this next part of the About community means. Sure, I'm disappointed you guys removed my post. I was keen to hear what people on the internet thought of it, but it mainly saddens me to see beauty constrained by such tyranny.
What incarnation?
That's part of the About community. So clearly
written from the Steak'em social media account.
Yeah,
man.
Like something's up. I don't know what happened there. So maybe we'll find out. Maybe we won't.
Yeah, I don't know. That sounds like that's an inside joke that I think would have been hard for us to navigate to begin with.
Yeah.
But all right, so I'm gonna pull up the doggo post because I think that was like the top hot commodity earlier. Let's see here. Let me minimize my page. All right, there we go. So All right, a site where you can pet the dog, give him a pat. He's a good boy. This is so of the if we're going by top right now, we're looking at, let's see, what is this? This is top of the past week, I believe, is the good boy one. Oh, not even that. Top of the past week is good boy is 5, but it's the top right now. So if you go to that site, and this is what I love about this subreddit, right? Is it's just a random collection of sites. It's not like there really isn't too much rhyme to the reason to make. It actually kind of reminds me, this is a whole different category of subreddits that we don't usually talk about because it's like a little bit hard to talk about, like r/listen to this, right? Which is really popular for music, and all it is like people just posting songs that they've heard that they like and just saying, hey, listen to this. It's a good song, right? So it's kind of like there's a categorical grouping system, but it's not like a systemized way of organization. It just is like anybody can throw something up. It's really democratized. It really is like stumble upon.
Yeah.
Whoa, what's going on there, Freed?
Whoa.
Sorry, guys. Having a little light
Freed is scaling his death for anybody who's just listening. We don't really understand why. All right, so this is what's going on with the padding, right? So this is literally just like,
this is satisfying.
There's a beautiful dog, and then you just scroll over it, and it
Back
just pats. Just gives him a little pet.
And it counts up every time you pat. And so far, this guy's had 5 million pats.
They wanted to get to 1 million. We have far surpassed that.
Oh my god,
pretty
it's
cool.
so funny. It hasn't been updated since it started.
Yeah, and this is so this I think this is a dog. Tofu is a dog, a popular dog. Yeah, so this is a popular dog who this is like a celebrity dog, right? And so this is just like the site for this celebrity dog.
Tofu-chan.
Tofu-chan.
Maybe based in Japan, maybe. I don't know.
It
Hard
looks
to say.
like
It might just be.
Konnichiwa.
Isn't that a Chow, which is a Korean dog? Is that correct?
Yeah, it could be
That is a Shiba Inu.
That's
Korean.
That's what I said.
I don't know.
That's what he said.
Uh-huh.
I don't know where Shiba Inus are from. Let me see. Oh, they are native to Japan.
Japan.
There you go.
There you go.
We can't read Japanese or
Which,
Korean.
if
So
anybody
I don't
knows,
really know.
if anybody's a fan of Shiba Inus, have you seen the movie Hachi, A Dog's Tale?
No. Tear jerker.
First of all, it's also a movie that's based on my favorite joke that I've ever made. Hold on, let me show you guys.
Wait, it's based on your joke that you've made?
Well,
So
my
wait,
joke is based on it.
Let me get this
Okay,
straight.
I was gonna
You
say.
wrote a joke, you put it online, and the producers over at Disney were like,
We're like, we're gonna
we'd like
make
to
a movie
option this
out of
joke.
this."
We'd like to option this joke about a dog in Japan. Get this. You're like,
Yes.
now we need
I'm
to know
like-
the joke.
I'm like, God, that was just a Facebook comment back when I first started college, but okay.
But
Yeah,
let's do it.
Isn't
Let's
that
I'm down with that.
let's get into
celebrity-
Hollywood. Yeah,
Yeah.
let's do it.
Let's do it.
Back when you
Okay,
were a
so
celebrity
here's-
leftist on IMDb.com.
here's my joke. Okay, so if you look at this is the Richard
All right, let me
Gere
close up.
Hachi movie. Real quick, I'll tell it quick.
Mhm.
Adorable.
I was like, oh my God, I think it's so cool that Richard Gere plays the dog and the guy. He looks just like a Shiba
great.
Inu, does he not?
Agree.
He does look like a Shiba Inu.
Come on, you guys know it's such
That's
a
a
funny
pretty.
joke.
That's a pretty good joke.
That's a really
actually.
good joke. Yeah.
Doesn't he look so much like that dog? I thought that before he was even in Hachi.
I think that I think that makes your tight
Yeah.
5.
Yeah.
Working on that
Thank
tight
you.
5.
I
Let's get it
agree.
in there.
I agree.
Once all the laundry mats are back in business, you're gonna have a third tier spot on that open mic set, and we believe in
Watch
you, and we will be there for it.
Dog boobs. Do you have a
How
tight
about
5?
that movie? I don't know, but that's going in it.
Dad,
I'll
do you have a
start coming up
tight
with it.
5?
My tight 5 would be me talking about meatball hoagies for 5 minutes.
Ah, ha, ha.
It'd be a
So
very
a loo-
loose.
So a loose 5.
A loose 5.
Loose
Very
5.
loose 5.
How about you, man?
I got a tight 5, but we should develop that joke for you. I did like a stand-up stint for a minute, and you'd have to like develop a tight 5.
Yeah,
That's what you do.
yeah, you
and
need that. Is it
it's
like,
like-
is it so that if you get in a pinch, you can have it, or is it like no?
They only give you 5 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. I see.
Yeah.
It's
Can
not
you-
like
can you give us-
I'm up here. I got to dig into my tight 5.
Can you give us the starting 30 seconds of your type 5?
Jeez. Let me
Cut
see if I
off
can
mid
remember.
sentence because we didn't subscribe.
Oh, I think here's one joke. So,
That's
one joke
that's
is
a good add to your type 5, dog.
wait. Oh shit. What was
Yeah.
it? I missed it. No, I was
What
thinking
she
about my
said?
type
She
5.
said, I
cut off
said, give
your-
us your 30 seconds, and she said, and then we'll cut it off before you subscribe.
I like it. So I got married. This is one joke. So I got married. You guys clap. You have to clap.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Cool. Hey, idiot. So man, buying a diamond, it's kind of daunting. It's very overwhelming, right? I don't know about you guys, but I did what most guys do. You know, I got on Google and I typed in where can a guy like me dig for diamonds?
Don't even get me started.
Don't even get me started. That's one killer. That's one killer from the lineup.
Oh,
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
I love it.
That one usually gets me a sitcom deal over
Oh,
at
yeah.
NBC.
Oh yeah, at least a job at Steakum.
At least a job in Steakum. Anyway, all right. So back to the sub. So speaking of, actually, this was a perfect segue that we missed, but I'm gonna go back to it. So we were talking about tofu a little bit, and a couple down on best of this past month. Teach yourself to read Korean in 2 hours.
Bullshit.
Read Koreanletters.com. So this is actually a real thing. So when I was in Korea, so I have this thing, I do this every time I travel, where I'll go to a country. I did this in Sweden and I did this in Korea. I've done this in most places, but Sweden and Korea are the two that I like wasted money on the pursuit of this. But as soon as I get there, I'm in Sweden, I'm like walking around, I'm like, I don't understand what they're saying. I'm going to learn Swedish. I'm going to master Swedish. And then I like buy an account to Duolingo and I'm just like only sign up for Swedish, use it in the taxi ride onto the airport back to America and then never touch it again. Right. Like that's pretty much exactly what happened. And then when I did the exact same thing in Korea, I was only there for like 5 days. Right. And I'm like, go to Korea on like day 2. I'm just like, I'm going to learn Korean. I'm like, hey, how do I learn Korean? And people were like, Korean's extremely hard. So you're going to have a very hard time learning it. And then, but they were like, however,
challenge accepted.
Yeah, I was like, well, that sounds easy to me. I mean, the way you said that it's super hard sounds pretty easy. So I don't know. It seems pretty easy.
You, but I'm a language smith. I've learned Swedish already.
Yeah. But the way people talk about it, because if you think about other Asian languages, like I took Mandarin in college for 2 years, don't know a goddamn lick of it, right? But took 4 semesters of Mandarin, and each semester 1, I was like, damn, this is tough. Semester 2, I was like, I hate this. I don't want to do it anymore. Yeah. And then semester 3 and semester 4 was like, I hate this. I don't want to do it anymore. So I like passed out of sympathy alone, right? But anyway, sidebar. So when I was learning Mandarin, when I was trying to learn Mandarin, but also when I was like, you know, in Japan, I kind of did a similar thing. I was like, how the fuck do I learn Japanese, right? In Korea, they were like, Korean is hard to learn. However, the characters and to read, it's extremely easy. You could figure it out in basically a day. And I was like, how the fuck? And they were like, well, it's because the way the language works is like the letter you see immediately translates to the thing you hear. So if you say da, like da vong whatever, it's like you see the da, you see the vong, you see the other thing. And so this, I think that's the point of this class, right? It's like literally just like you just straight up just like, cool, what is that? And then good, sound is aspirational, breathing, whatever. And then so you just go through and you just learn it. And so this site is designed to make you learn Korean or help you learn Korean and how to read Korean in 2 hours, right?
This is awesome.
Which is fucking sick. And I actually am going to do that. I'm gonna peel away 2 hours and see if I can master
do it. And then if you like know all of that, you could read a Korean sign. Basically, you could read and say like doop doop da, 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 and then someone would be like, listen, I can tell you are clearly bad at this language, but I know what you said.
I can tell that you took that one site that teaches you how to read Korean wrongly. So I'm going to actually pull you aside really fast and help you fix some of the things that stupid site taught you.
It feels like
Korean developer made it and is all incorrect.
I see you learning Korean for 2 hours, then going down to Koreatown, you know, trying it out.
Because this is where you and I our ping pong past comes in.
Yes,
where you and I used to go to ping pong clubs
down at Koreatown and just get dominated. It was so much fun.
Ping pong clubs?
This is a real thing Dom and I did. He did it more than I did, but we did it together once, I believe.
We did together once. That was fun. We should go again. It was a great time.
It'd be thrilling. I mean, you have 2 kids. You're not allowed to do anything fun anymore. So
no,
Yeah.
I mean, well, I can only go from the hours of 3 a.m. to 5 a.m., which they're
well,
opening,
that's
so.
peak. I mean, that's peak ping pong time in Koreatown, quite frankly.
Good
So
point.
That's typically when people are betting the most cash.
yeah.
But I like you going down there. You're trying out your new language that you just mastered over the last 2 hours. You know, a billion-year-old language.
Right.
You mastered it, man.
And then this lady runs up to you and she's like saying all this stuff in Korean. She's obviously crying. She's in stress. And you go, don't worry, lady. I got this. I'm a master of Korean. And then all of a sudden you can go help her. You go in the back alley and her daughter's in labor and you deliver the child. You deliver the child.
Wow.
And they name the child, it's your dad. And then you walk away and you go like this. And then you go, let's learn Finnish. And then you just move on to the next language. I like it.
Another extremely hard language I tried to learn when I was in Finland for a week. And I learned a couple words in Finnish. Finnish and Hungarian are very similar, and people are just like, don't learn either of them. They're virtually impossible. The only language that's harder is Icelandic. So
it just sounds like you're choking all of this language, right?
Oh my God.
Exactly.
On a meatball.
I'm terrible at languages, you guys.
I speak all the languages that we're talking about right now. Cool. Anyway, what else we got? What else? We kind of went through the first couple. I mean, so what is nice about this site too, by the way, that I've noticed the sub rather, as I've been kind of going through it, is there's a little bit of editorializing the news. You know, so like the top one right now, or the top past month, and I also love that people do this on the internet, is like I think people learned HTML5 relatively easily, or it seems this way. So, or at the very least, they learned how to make a fucking Wix or like, you know, fill-in-the-blank.com, GoDaddy a site, right? So people make these creative sites that they just like want to be creative with. So the reason I say all that is this past month, there's one that's called is it pronounced Suez or Suez? Suez Canal? Suez Canal?
Suez.
Yeah. Suez Canal, blockage.com. And it's literally guess when Suez Canal blocking is unstuck, right? So the Ever Given, right? And so it literally is just a massive statistical site that gathers all this information about when the Suez Canal was stuck or unstuck. And then it looks like there was a betting game as well, so people could bet on when it was going to become unstuck. And I don't know what they won, but they won something.
Wow.
Right? So we see like the places.
That's
cool.
You
get internet points. Which is basically Reddit is entirely built on internet points. So I think the internet points is perfectly valid.
Oh my God. This is so funny. Oh my God. This is pretty cool. Okay.
I know. It's pretty sick.
This is something that I would probably use more if I had money to spend on electronics. But this person created a Rotten Tomatoes website for electronic tools. So you can kind of like go in and see what.
Oh, that's nice.
Like, let's see
what smart.
The headphones say.
Well, and it's nice because Rotten Tomatoes, so, you know, IMDb is like some fucking con job, like, you know, insider baseball bullshit, right? That's kind of the impression of IMDb, right? Rotten Tomatoes, however, is just a collection. It's like more like Metacritic, right?
Yeah,
where it's a collection of all the critical analysis. Yeah. And so this is actually very helpful because you can, you know, it's not just like going on. I know I've done this. I actually love the headphones I have. Let's see where they rank on this. Keep going down. Let's see if my headphones are anywhere on here.
So the Sonys get a lot of hype and they're up there, which is good to know.
Wow.
Let's see. Oh, Jabra 75T. Love them. All right. So
these ones, all right.
Those are what I support. Fucking freak out about them. I think they're fantastic.
You got those?
I found them. I have them. I love them.
These guys are the best. But look, this is like the same thing with Rotten Tomatoes, with Amazon reviews. 7 reviews. You got to look at the number. So maybe rating that.
I have those Sonys as well. I have the old version of them. I don't have the new ones. But I also love those. I've had them for ages. I've always enjoyed them.
Here's some of the worst. Let's see. Laptops.
Ooh.
So we're
The big Dell lobby.
So for all the
Okay.
only listeners out there, we're just scrolling through electronics and then looking at scores. We're not actually describing what we're looking at, and we're just going,
Good pod.
Oh.
Good podcast.
ah,
Yeah.
mm.
I love it.
Very
So
nice.
it's typically, how they teach you at the Terry Gross Academy of
I love it. Terry Gross
Audio.
Academy. So what else? So I love that. I also saw that there's another one I saw that I thought was really interesting. Let's see if I can find it because I didn't entirely understand it, quite frankly. But let's see. It was something. Let me see if I can find it. I pulled it up and I tagged it, but well, first of all, this is one I don't really understand why this is so popular, actually. So this is a musclewiki.com. So select a muscle and it provides you with I guess I understand why now. So on mobile, it didn't really work very well on mobile. I think that was a problem. But this is a website, musclewiki.com, where it shows you an anatomical body and with all the muscle groups, and it lets you kind of highlight one. And if you click it, it will tell you the exercises that you can do to work out that thing. So let's use the left neck muscle, I guess. And then you click it, and then it does it goes through all of them, which is I think really interesting.
Wow.
So if for some reason, so if you're having a hard time, so what I like about this, and I think the reason why this is so popular, is because this feels like quarantine shit to me.
Yeah,
right?
very much.
Where in the middle of quarantine, people are just like, "Fuck, I'm losing my edge."
I was doing this yesterday. I have, for some reason, 2 25-pound weights in just my garage, and that's all I have.
Love it.
And I was just going, I bet I could do like 100 exercises with these. And so this is a good place to go. And I'm basically just trying to utilize like the beach muscles, like the cool looking ones. So I don't want my back to be stronger. I don't want to improve anything physically.
Right.
I just want to look a lot more cooler.
Yeah, barbells and biceps for the babes,
Yeah, dude.
I like to say.
Damn.
Dog boobs knows what we're talking about as our resident babe.
She gets shredded. She's ripped as fuck, I would say.
Oh yeah. Under all this, it's like muscles. Like, yeah, it's a lot.
Under all this is like muscles
and like, yeah.
Looks like you got stung by a hive of murder hornets. You're so swole,
Oh,
exactly.
Absolutely thrilling. I don't know where the site is I'm trying to find, but this is another one though that I thought was nice, which we would not show up on this because we got some fucking streamer pals on right now, but this is nobody.live, which sounds derogatory, but I think it's a really nice concept. And this is somebody who this is complicated actually. We are streaming somebody else while we are streaming. So we are kind of like, this is some Matrix shit right now.
Whoa.
But this is you go to nobody.live and it finds streams that don't have any viewers right now. And then immediately connects with them, which is like a nice gesture. It's like a really nice thing.
What if there's like a kid in his bedroom playing a really amazing song he wrote and nobody knows, and now we're gonna listen to his beautiful music.
Yeah, like the next I'm trying to think of anybody who has ever played a song of music. Right. But, the next guy who plays music.
I'm gonna find one that
at what point do we pull our wieners? What point do we pull our wieners out and we flop them out there?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Usually
I'm
immediately.
Like, is this like chat roulette? Because I don't want to be, refreshing and then find a bunch of people jerking it.
Oh, so I told you guys over text about that city council meeting that I was a part of, but I feel like I need to break this on the pod. Like this could be interesting.
Well, really quickly before we do that, I just want to announce the fact that we are on Apocalypticacello stream right now, which is, from all I can gather, is a maybe metal themed cello group that is performing at a bowling alley, I think is what I'm reading here.
This actually seems very sick.
Finnish symphonic metal band from Helsinki.
Oh, cool.
The band is composed of classically trained cellist Aika Toppinen, Paavo Lotenjagen, and Perttu Kivilaskala, and jazz drummer Mika Siren. Wow.
Fucking bizarre. Anyway, so we landed on that one. Anyway, continue City Council Dad. I know that we're getting a little bit of love for that. So
yeah, no, we were we live in District 11, which is on the west side of Los Angeles. There's a big sort of homeless boom going on the last 2 years. Everyone's up in arms about camps and parks and burnt out RVs, and it's a whole thing. So the district councilman had this town hall meeting over Zoom where everyone could come in and like chime in. They're trying to put up these basically like tent camps in some of the local parks. And so it's very controversial because people bring their kids to the parks and guys are shitting and everyone's got a story. So anyway, they had this town hall meeting. So I was watching it. They're very boring, right? Everyone gets 1 minute to speak. And most people spend 45 seconds of their 1 minute, like not saying their point. And then at the very end, when they start to discuss their point, the buzzer goes, man, and then the one goes next. And it's the best. But during this thing, I'm watching it. I'm just sort of going, huh. And all of a sudden it cuts into hardcore porn. It cuts into specifically African-American police officers having sex with blonde white girls. That's the genre of porn. And it's not.
This is just on like public
this is
access.
On public access district Zoom. And it goes on for about 25 seconds or so, like quite a bit of time. So much so the porn was actually cutting to different scenes and different positions of sexual.
It was almost
whoever was streaming it was like, we didn't think we were going to get this far, so I guess we're going to click on this next one.
And so the whole time you could hear the moderator's voice going, "Oh my God, I don't know what this is. Can everyone please avert their eyes? Please look away." Look away. And she's telling people to avert their eyes and look away, and they can't turn it off. And eventually, after about 20 seconds, which is an eternity, it goes off. And then they all the moderators have this like shell-shocked look, like, what the fuck just happened? And then the woman says, please forget what you've just witnessed and try to forget what you've seen. And
like Men in Black.
Yeah, like Men in Black. She tried to zap everybody. And then
bitch. We all saw what we saw.
I didn't know how sex worked until now. And now I do.
Now I know how beautiful babies are made. Okay.
And so it was this like moment in time where I was like, I feel so blessed to be a part of it because it was very random. And then I was like scraping the internet to try to find remnants of it or like,
but there were only like 6 people who saw it because only 6 people in Venice watch it. I'm so sorry.
It was amazing. And I immediately texted you guys and was like, guess what?
Wow.
I got big news. Huge news.
So that is insane. I'm really glad.
Did you get a job? No. I saw porn on a city council meeting.
Best city council meeting I've had in decades. Good Lord.
You text us as if you had like just met the president or something.
Yeah.
You were like, I have the best news.
What you're doing.
I had the best day. It's the greatest thing ever happened to me.
Huge.
I can't wait to share. Can we get on the phone right now? I have to tell you about all
this. Guys, I just witnessed beautiful interracial cop porn on public access, and I don't even know who to tell.
I mean, at a time like this, when our country is so divided about race, it's
cops.
It finally brought everybody together in a way that I thought was beautiful.
I think that was probably the intention of whoever the fuck did that.
That's what I think too.
Wow.
Absolutely thrilling. I love it.
That is fucking insane.
District 11.
I feel like you need to use this as a platform for voting. I think you need to get a hold of whoever did this.
Yeah.
You know, Vermin Supreme or whoever was behind this, and then give them your vote.
We need to
campaign for them.
Prop them up, raise some capital.
Yeah, I mean, I think we need that person. We should connect that person with the Steakums social media team because I feel like
goddamn right.
There might be a connection there.
Match made in heaven. Absolutely love it.
It was pretty exciting stuff. It was
all right. I found that site I was trying to find, and it is a complete tonal change from what we were just talking about, but I do think it's actually worth bringing up. So this is a site. Let me pull up my screen again. So this is a site that will match your donations for any charity by 3 to 30%. Now, the reason I want to talk about this is I actually don't understand it. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Whoa.
And it sounds, some capacity, it almost looks like maybe it's It's like a what do you call a big popular word? It's been in the news a lot lately. GME has been fucking out for it. What is it? A fucking hedge fund, I guess. So this is like, it almost feels like it's a hedge fund for donations, right? So give to both your favorite charity and a super effective charity recommended by our experts. We'll match donations. So it's like, pick a charity like steak. Let's see. There we go. So steak team missions. No, steak and shake, steak club, Heiko original steak cook-off. That sounds like a charity we support.
Charity. Yeah.
Sounds like a Ponzi scheme I support. That's what this sounds like.
Exactly. And then a super effective charity. So why these charities? These are considered the most effective by independent charity evaluators, according to experts. So they do 100% more good, or 100 times more good than many typical charities. Yada yada. So let's say let's go to the Against Malaria Foundation. Don't know if I stand against malaria or not. This is only for an example.
Wow.
I haven't decided my stance on malaria.
I think malaria kills more people in the world annually than anything. I think that's like the king of kill.
Well, maybe if you're getting all your news from fucking shill.com, dude. Maybe that's where you get your news.
Ever think of that?
But ever think of that? So let's say I'm going to put $10 down. How do you want to divide your donation? 50-50. All right, cool. And then matching rate. So they add 150, and then I donate, and then I fucking put in my social security number, and then that's it. That's the thing. No, I think you just put in your.
At what point do you get to own the star, and tell people you own a star? Is that part of it at all? Or?
I think. Let's see. I mean, maybe is there a charity that has something to do with stars? Maybe I can. Let's see. Instead of the Heiko S original steak cook-off, let's go star. USA Stars All-Star Cheer and Dance. Is that what you're talking about?
Can you look
Star
something up
Island.
about space garbage? I'm working on a space garbage project, and I feel like that's a big problem.
Safe Spaces Radio, Nutsi Space, Vague Space. That sounds like a charity that I want to support.
Cool. You'd bring the bong, dude. Bring your bong.
How about let's see, like garbage. How about garbage? Trash Mountain Project. That sounds right. Sup Garbage Man. That is the charity for me.
Sup
Garbage Man.
Wait, what is Sup Garbage Man? Sup Garbage Man.
I know what it is. It's a stand-up paddleboarder who goes around the marina and picks up trash. It's amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Any waterway,
Sup
no
Garbage
strings
Man.
attached. Just a dude on a big old paddleboard picking up trash.
Fuck yeah. This rules, dude.
That's what we should support.
Wow. This guy needs $5,
I love
dude.
Sup Garbage Man, dude. I would support the shit out of Sup Garbage Man.
I support this guy more than the beef cook-off, the Texas beef cook-off, because I'm just gonna say I was Googling that and I could not figure out what the fuck it supports. It seems like it's just a cook-off. It was like, here's what time the cook-off is.
Well, what's a weird word that we could search in the charity finder and find something that is not? How about balls?
Yeah.
Arnie balls, eyeballs, beyond ball, Valentine ball, husband's ball. Is that a bunch of like?
Let's do the husband's ball.
This is a bunch of like stepdads dancing together. Is that the idea?
The husband's ball charity.
Husband's ball placed in wife's purse. That's not what it is, I don't think. How often do you grab your husband's balls from the bump? So I think maybe husband ball is the charity that I think we agree on, right? I think that's what we're talking about.
I think that's the one we want to do.
Yeah. So evidence action. I'm not going to put in my credit card information right now. I don't think it's a good time to do that.
Let's do it publicly. Come on.
Publicly.
Don't be a little pussy.
Don't be a little pussy.
We trust each other
Come
here.
on.
Trust each other on the
What's your
internet.
FICO score? Let's buy some shit.
I love
that's
it.
a really cool one.
Thrilling stuff. Cool site though. So this is of course found on Internet is Beautiful, which we are on right now.
You know what's funny? I was thinking about that site. Like you have $50 to blow on the internet. Most people just get on Amazon and they buy some shit, or you could get on that site and give it to someone. It feels like that person's so much better than me, but I've never done that.
Oh, they are. No, they are for sure. No, there's no question about it.
I'm definitely buying some kind of a tool device, something that like makes my drilling life easier or something like that. You know what I mean?
There's another similar concept that I found the other day that I thought was really compelling, because I am just like way too distracted on the internet constantly. So I've been trying to figure out how to find ways to like better organize my existence. And so there's a site, an app called Cold Turkey, right?
Ooh.
The idea is that you can like cut Facebook cold turkey, and it just like puts it up. And there's all these weird rules that you can put in. So you put Facebook, you're like, I don't want to go to Facebook anymore. So if I ever choose to go to Facebook, I have to type in a code that I make of random letters and numbers. And it's like, so it'll be like, if I wanted to like add a new site, so if I wanted to add Steakum.com, right, as like a site I want to avoid, I can put in a way to enter all this information so that the only way I can go to it is I have to type all these random letters and numbers, and it's a pain in the ass and it takes too long, and if I miss a letter, then I can't go to the site, whatever. But the reason I bring that up is because they have another feature that I think is brilliant, which is you can buy 10 minutes on that site. So once you've banned it on your computer, it can be like, oh, you want to buy 10 minutes? Well, okay, cool. So you choose to buy it, you send it to PayPal, and then the money goes directly to the World Wildlife Foundation or something.
Oh,
it just sends it straight to a charity, which I was just like, dude, this is fucking so sick. So
That's
you could just ban sites. Then you're just like, I'm too distracted by this. So like, oh, but I fucking need my
I need a fix.
Cook. Yeah.
It's like you're taxing your weak
your weaknesses.
Your weaknesses, yeah, on the internet. I like it.
Wow.
I love it. I think it's brilliant. I think it's really smart. Yeah, so check out Cold Turkey. It's our sponsor, not our non-sponsor sponsor for today. Cold Turkey.
Friend of the pod.
Friend of the pod. All right, so what do you got here, Dog Boobs?
This is a cool one. This is a website where you can give yourself a wet clap.
Wait.
I like that wet clap
it.
sound.
And I wish you could hear it. I wish you could hear it because
we can hear it.
Oh, you can hear it?
We can hear it because I think that you have volume up, which is why I'm getting echo from you sometimes. I've been trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. So I think your microphone, your audio is up, and I'm just like, I don't know what's going on here. But it's fine because we can hear the wet clap.
Yeah, and Philip J. Fry says he can't unhear it, which is
good. That's what we wanted.
That's a pretty good.
Hey, I don't know why you would ever want that, but now you have it.
I know people want to say this sounds sexual, but it's the rhythm of it is the least sexual thing ever. Like,
right.
if you keep clapping, like nobody's ever had sex like that. Do it a couple times, please.
Let's hear it.
No, not sexy.
No, afraid not.
I mean, it's sexy. It's just a sexy in a way that is not.
Wow.
It's
sexy in a way that
I think of sexy.
Yeah, it's sexy like in a way that I get aroused by watching a fish flop on a dock and die. Like that's what turns me on.
Serial killer shit.
Thrilling.
Oh my god.
I mean, it's also because the rhythm of like trying to click on a computer fast, because it never is like, it's never consistent. Like if it was just like if it was self clapping for euphemistic terms, it'd be like, but with the computer it's like which doesn't make any sense. So
no.
Hilarious, weird. All right, so I'm gonna go to top of all time on Internet is Beautiful, and let's see what we got, because I think so. Top of all time, of course. I mean, you're gonna see things that are very charity oriented. So.
I'm on there, and I just found one that it says 27 strange non-political scenarios will appear. Please respond honestly and alone, and we'll guess your brain's political ideology. So they're questions that are not political.
Ooh.
But you'll know. And so the first question is, I might be willing to try eating monkey meat under some circumstances. That's the first question. And then the choices are strongly disagree, mildly disagree, neutral, mildly agree, or strongly agree. I'd say for me, under some circumstances, I strongly agree, because
strongly agree, of course.
If I'm hungry and there's a scenario, I'm definitely eating that meat.
Well, yeah, if I get in a plane crash and it's like I plane crashed into a big family of monkeys and that's my only food.
Yeah, and they're all dead anyway.
They're dead anyway. It's not like I'm gonna have to go strangle any of them.
And we're talking about meat on this podcast pretty heavily, so let's keep it going.
And here's the thing: I don't know though. I would have to be pretty desperate. Monkeys are like your closest primate relative.
It would be
right?
like eating your cousin who's dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although, from like information I've read about cannibals, we taste more like pigs than monkeys.
I heard we taste like chicken. But I think that maybe that's just the thing. It's just like everybody
my
says something
God.
tastes like chicken.
Oh shit. Oh boy.
So here's another one. It would bother me to be in a science class and see a human hand preserved in a jar. Do you agree or disagree?
I feel like these are like difficult leading questions because I'm kind of like my instinct is like science. I don't care.
Yeah, I somewhat agree. I would find it, when I went to like the Body Works thing one time,
Right.
I was a lot younger, but I was very disturbed by it.
I didn't go to that shit. I wish I would have.
Person like that blood vessel person riding a horse with a cowboy hat and a lasso, which is like the kind of shit they did, is an actual person who had family and friends and like dreams and hopes. And I was like, they're literally forever preserved with a lasso and cowboy hat and just their blood vessels.
How humiliating.
It was disturbing. I saw that like 3 times. It was the greatest. I bought a horse after that. Yeah.
That's like a fun cancellation thing, actually. Like, I don't like cancel culture. I think it's a plague on society, but I think that that's like a funny thing where you can go, yeah, this person was like the designer of the body exhibition. So like he was the one that did like the lasso of like the kind of, like the indigenous woman's blood vessels with like a horse and like, dude, what the fuck, man? Like that guy should never get a job again. He'd be like, that's kind of hilarious, quite frankly.
Well, when you donate your body to science, like that's the kind of shit your body ends up doing. Like, you have no control after you're dead. When I was in college in our biology classes, we had cadavers, and like college kids were like fucking around with dead bodies. Like it was like some lady named Pam, and she had like pink fingernails you could see, and you're like, whoa. Like when you get donated, there's going to be some 19-year-old kid who's like probably high in class, and he's like going to be flicking your fingernails, or you're going to be lassoing a kid at a carnival show about dead bodies.
That's what you want. If you do, then I respect you, and I'm like down with it. But like, you have to know you could end up forever.
Phil J. Fry actually brings up a good point about the body exhibition, because I think as educational as it may be, I think they were obtained maybe unethically from prisons in Asia. So, you might have been witnessing a fucking Ted Bundy, whatever the Chinese Ted Bundy is, with a lasso and all of his like, Also, by the way, I know that we had talked a little bit about like the circumstances by which you would want to take a THC edible versus a CBD edible. So CBD edible, important to take it when you're like a little tired, you want to go to bed, you're a little stressed, you want that Sunday scaries to kind of cool the vibe. You take a THC edible if you know during the day you're going to be looking at cadavers in high school, and you just want that like extra little jolt of like kind of hallucinatory experience where you kind of like walk in, you're like, today we're going to be looking at Pam, who is a corpse. We just got her right now.
We just got her.
We're gonna be like looking at Pam, and then you can be like, dude, are you guys seeing this? I'm fucking so high, dude. Is this real?
Whoa, dude. Like, she has a landing strip. Whoa, that's so weird.
Like that's what I'm afraid of. In my high school, they had like an AP bio class, so high school kids were fucking dissecting human bodies. I don't trust a fucking 16-year-old to not fuck around with a dead body. I'm sorry, I just don't care if you're an AP or what.
I feel like that would haunt you for the rest of your life if you did some dark shit to a cadaver in your high school biology class.
Oh my god.
Trevor put a koosh ball up that old lady's dead vagina, man.
Yeah. Trevor, go to the fucking principal's office. This happened last week too.
That was hilarious.
At your 10-year reunion, when people are just like, dude, Trevor, do you remember when you did that thing? And be like, guys, don't ever, please don't bring that up. Please don't bring that up in front of my kids and my wife.
No,
please.
they'll be like, remember Trevor? Whatever happened to Trevor? And they'll be like, oh, he's like,
you stuck a kush ball in a dead lady's.
Yeah.
not
Trevor's my
around anymore.
Too. So
not around anymore. Mentioned at a high school reunion is like scary. It's a scary term.
Around. We don't know what happened.
Not around anymore. All right. So what else we got? So this is let's see. I mean, there's a lot of stuff on Internet is Beautiful that's about internet privacy, which I think is kind of cool. So like Blacklight, this site will scan your favorite websites and show you the specific user tracking technology that's using to harvest your data. Nice. Love it. Very exciting. Let's put in a site that I think is great. Stakem.com.
Yeah.
Is it Stakem? Stakem? Stakem. Stakem.com. Stakem.com. Yeah, okay. Let's do it. Stakem.com. Scan site. Ooh. Uh-oh. Let's see what Stakem.com is harvesting data from us.
Shit, terrifying.
Yeah. Well, there are actually a few sites like this. Well, we don't know it yet. So, whoa, holy shit. 14 ad trackers. This is double the average of 7 that we found on popular sites. Popular sites like Stakem.com. Third-party cookies were found. This is more than the average of 3. Dude, Stakem, why do you need 21 fucking cookies, man?
They're trying to sell that.
When you visit the Stakem site, it tells Facebook.
No tracking that evades cookie blockers.
I guess that's a good
session
sign.
Recording, nothing. Nice.
All right.
We did not find this no capturing keystrokes. All right. When you visit the site, it tells Facebook. Who cares? And then the site also allows Google Analytics. All right.
Philip J. Fry, I like that joke. Listen, they're just trying to make ends meet.
Very
classic. Very
He's
classic.
Trying to get his job, David. He is just. I think Philip J. Fry moonlights as a popsicle stick joke writer. So if you ever get a popsicle stick and has a joke on it, just know that Philip J. Fry is writing them jokes.
Do you think the popsicle stick joke writers and the fortune cookie writers ever get together and fist fight in dark alleyways?
I think maybe. Do you think they're maybe in like a softball league together?
I would hope so.
I
face up every once in a while.
I don't want to live in a world where they don't play softball against each other. You know what I mean?
I definitely know what you mean. So this is actually interesting. So the muscle thing is mentioned twice, which I thought was odd. I don't really understand why. Let's see if maybe there's something anomalous that's happening here, because it feels to me like this submitted 8 months ago. It obviously has something to do with the pandemic. If someone could turn this into an offline app, that'd be perfect. So it sounds like maybe just this is engaging in a. Oh, so there's a Redditor who did this site. So it looks like maybe this is being used for. It looks like maybe this is like a community built site. Yeah. So and it's crashed. Lol. Reddit's touch of death. Cool. I mean, so this looks like it was made by somebody who's a Redditor, which is why it's gotten so popular.
That's really cool.
And also, it was posted 3 years ago, so it was like revisited, right? Etc., which is cool. This is another one, by the way, that's interesting. And this is part of a few different research experiments done by Harvard. So this one is, are you tone deaf? This would be good for you guys to take.
Yeah.
I sent this to you guys because it caught my eye as a guy who.
Oh my gosh.
As a guy who doesn't have tone in his ears.
And so they have a bunch of other ones too. So it sounds like this is broadly the music lab at Harvard. And this is we do citizen science to learn how the human mind creates and perceives music. Pick a game to get started, right? So test your musical IQ. Are you a musical prodigy? Find out now. Kids music quiz.
Yes.
Who's listening? Top of the charts.
Dog boobs. What if we were actual prodigies, and that's how come we just don't connect to basic ass bitch music?
Because all we need to do is put pen to paper and make music that blows every other song we've ever heard out of the water.
That's right. It's just not at our level, I think.
Exactly. Yeah, that's why I get so bored by it.
Yeah, just can't keep our attention.
Let's see.
I'm going to take that test after this, by the way.
Ooh, musicmap.com. You know what's interesting too? I've noticed that a lot of these sites are horribly designed, like extremely boring.
Yes.
And it looks like they were all done by coders. Like, I mean, they obviously work with our websites, but like, it looks like they're kind of like code first and illustration or art design, etc. second. Which is interesting because like musicmap.com, like, I mean, fuck, this seems like, I mean, shit, you put in any band and you can see, let's put in my band. Let's see what happens.
You know what we should do? We should come up with an idea for a website that would be really, really popular on the Internet is Beautiful sub that connects developers with graphic designers, so they could make all of these websites look really great.
System of a Down. I've heard of them. Ooh, I don't know who.
Ooh.
Is. Whoa, this site does look sick though.
I kind of like this interface.
Yeah, it's really cool. Nero's Day at Disneyland. I don't know who that is.
This is actually the perfect site for me and Dog, because we probably only know like one song, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And then we could if we like that, we type that in, and then it'll be like, here's 10 other ones you might be into. Butthole Surfers. My favorite band.
Butthole Surfers.
Butthole Surfers is great. Oh yeah, see, look at this.
Oh, wow.
Damn, this is actually pretty sick. Quite frankly.
Do I see green jelly on that list there?
Yeah, green jelly, King Missile. We got fucking Beck, the Moist. Oh, I mean, well,
the Moist
we've been
Boys?
Moist Boys fans for a long time. So
some of my favorite bands.
So there's a site. I didn't see a list here, but if we're talking metal, the music map, there's a site called Map of Metal that I love. That's actually kind of similar. It's only for metal though, and it actually looks sick. Shia LaDouche, Google's Moist Boys. That's with a Z. That's with a Z. Don't type the S. It's a different thing. Yeah. So Map of Metal is fucking awesome. Map of Metal is a site that shows you the relationship between different metal genres. So
that's awesome.
You can see, so this is actually Philip J. Fry. I think we've talked about metal a little bit on Reddit, so he'll probably get this. But like, you go to like melodic power metal, and then you can see the bands that kind of are iconic for melodic power metal, and then you'd be like, oh, well, melodic power metal is related to symphonic metal, and you kind of do the same thing. And I zoomed out, but if you zoom back in, you can kind of see like there's a little bit of goth metal, a little bit of death metal, medieval metal, Celtic metal, Oriental metal, metalcore. Right? It's very sick. I love this site. I always like point people to this site whenever we're talking about metal, because it's just like an interesting. It's like a good litmus test for people whether or not they're into metal. Anyway, all right. So
we're like a shitmas test, dude.
Shitmas.
Got him.
Wow.
Got him. All right. So why don't we hit a couple more?
I pulled one up. If you share my screen, this one's kind of cool. If you're a fisherman, yachty,
I'm listening.
A serial killer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's basically an animated guide to all of the different kinds of knots that you can tie.
Wait.
So
what, really?
Have we talked about this before? This knot site? This has came up.
Wait,
where's the knot site? Oh, you have it over here. Okay, let me pull it up.
We got the knots.
There we go.
So you can literally pick any knot, and it's going to show you. Let's do. Ooh,
knots are extremely useful to know how to tie.
They are.
I'm in a scenario.
As a former boat owner, as
a former liveaboard, or shall I say, sneakaboard.
Yeah.
Woo! I know a few knots, but man,
beautiful.
That's a cool site. Animated.
Wow,
knots.
this is cool. That's a good knot. I mean, I also the Ashley stopper knot. That sounds confusing.
Sounds like somebody's got a bone to pick with their sister.
Yeah, totally.
The Ashley is a huge bitch knot. Stop borrowing my clothes, Ashley.
Stop taking my sweaters knot, you fucking bitch. Dude, get out of my room.
These are really cool.
Yeah, I love the ornamental knot that serves no real purpose. It's just meant to like basically like put on doolies in your aunt's
like,
house. Yeah,
that's it. Let's get a best friend at camp knot.
This is summer camp knot.
I mean this one, but you had to start by fucking waxing the middle together. Come on, nobody's got fucking waxed.
Yeah. I think all you have to do is you just light them on fire, and then
it's all plastic and synthetic.
Yeah.
Oh wow, yeah. So this is this is absolutely like 6th grade summer camp knot.
Yeah, that's keychain. That's keychain knot.
That is cool.
Yeah.
This is a hell of a knot.
The double
right
fisherman's bend. This is a good one.
Oh.
Wow.
You lost me. They lost me already.
Like grandmas and shit love crocheting.
Yeah.
Like I feel like this is a good like old man retired kind of lives on a ranch kind of what you do when you got Murder She Wrote on the TV. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you just make knots. You're not fucking crocheting shit. You're just making fucking knots. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I love that. It's like their wife's in there making things that can be used, like blankets and like scarves, and like he's in his shed just making knots, and like they're useless. I love that.
They're useless.
But they're really good. They're good.
They're useless until you're halfway up El Cap, and you're like, God damn it, I should have learned the knots. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm only the only thing that's keeping me between life and death right now is the Ashley stopper knot.
Yeah.
Do I know it or do I not?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, I didn't even make that pun. Shit.
Yeah, I'd like to see a freaking scarf save you then.
Yeah, exactly. All right, there's one more that I thought was pretty wild. Let me see if I can find it. There we go. I didn't actually do this one, but I thought it was an interesting concept. Let me actually go to the sub so I can make sure people are following along. So this is learn to code writing a game. So the idea here, from what I can tell, obviously I have not gone here, so I don't really fucking know, but step up your coding game, new ways to improve programming skills while having fun and getting noticed. So
I feel like if you can learn Swedish, Finnish, and Korean all in an afternoon, you can learn to code too.
That's true. which I mean, I have, like, as has been well documented on this podcast. I'm not going to speak any Swedish or Finnish to you because I don't want to like embarrass my other co-hosts.
Yeah, you're not like a show off or anything.
I'm not a show off, but like, you know, I do know all those languages.
Fluently, like I'm a polyglot speaker, but
this is, I mean, this is actually, I might fucking go for this, man. I might like straight up do this because this is really,
I mean, learn also, Java, by the way, learn Ruby on Rails, dude. Fuck it, you know?
I mean, yeah, dude, exactly. And then also, by the way, it's worth noting that developers and recruiters. So this is already kind of like a, if you have done this and you've learned how to do this, then like you might get fucking recruited for, you know, to be the guy who develops NBA Jam 2012 for the mobile apps, right?
You could.
How good of a coder do you have to be hired to be a coder? Like, is there, like, I'm just assuming you have to be having done it for 12 years and you have to be extremely good. Like, can somebody just learn this in a summer and then be capable of doing it as a job? Is that so? What
I understand, and from my understanding of friends who are coders and who know this world, is when you get a job. I love this game, by the way, that just flashed on our screen, which is literally just like a static image of a man just moving across the screen. There's no actual game involved to it. Test your gaming skills. But there's a whenever this is different than like our jobs. Right? Like if I ever get hired for a job, it's kind of like, hey man, you're cool. Do you like music? Yeah, I love music. Fuck, awesome, dude. Welcome aboard. Right?
You come on in.
Yeah. But with this kind of stuff, is I think when you are in the interview process, you actually have to take tests constantly because they're making sure that you're not a fraud. And then you're like, oh yeah, I'm definitely a full stack coder. They're just like, oh, you are. Okay, well, here's this thing on Ruby and solve it. Right. And then you know, at certain places, they like give you a whiteboard and you have to like work it through on a whiteboard and shit. So I think it's like fairly involved. I don't know. I think this is like, you know, coding a 2D game is very different than coding like the back end software for fucking the NSA, right?
Right.
But you know, that's not to say that
practice makes perfect.
Practice makes perfect. There's still risks involved, you know, all that stuff. So, but this is fucking sick. I might actually start doing this shit. I mean, it feels like I do like the idea of making really stupid games, right? Like, I mean, there's games that are just like Troll Hunter 3D, and I'm just kind of like, I don't know, fucking Kiss Your Janitor 2D. Like that seems like a funny game.
I just invented a game. It's called Punch Meat is what it's called, and it's testing your punch strength through a sheet of steak. And the more badass you are, the more you can rip through the meat of steak. And so it's
so we're talking VR, right?
We're talking VR. We're talking 360 VR, full immersive, haptic suits, the whole kit and caboodle, dude.
Hey, why'd you get that $3,000 haptic suit? Have you ever played Meat Puncher? Oh, dude, you're gonna fucking love Meat Puncher. But my haptic suit doesn't fit you, so you're gonna have to buy your own haptic suit. But dude, get that haptic suit. We're gonna play fucking Meat Puncher all day long. I mean, what do you think? I mean, I think this is a good way to end the pod. Actually, we are, as has been documented, now we are going to develop an official Did You Reddit game we have two choices. We have Kiss Your Janitor 2D or Meat Puncher 4D, because it's really having a haptic suit. I mean, it opens up a different thing entirely. So, or
the wet clap.
The wet clap.
Wet
clap 3D.
That could go for Kiss Your Janitor or Meat Puncher. I could see uses in both games.
It could.
I don't know, man. Kiss Your Janitor. I was like a lucid moment, a half lucid moment. But I think that's Kiss Your Janitor 2D. I think sounds like a pretty fucking fun game. You know.
Oh, you catch me over here. I'll be playing Meat Puncher.
I love it.
Okay. All right. Well, this is that's a bizarre conclusion of this podcast, but I think it's appropriate. Any Meat Clap. I think Meat Clap 4D, I think, is really so what does that be? So that was with the added variable of time, right?
So time.
Yeah,
wait,
so
I'm
we got
thinking sentences.
Yeah, so we're going like, I mean, we could just extend it into Meat Clap 5D, where it also functions on the string theory fifth plane of existence, right?
Yes.
Shit.
I mean, that's pretty fucking bizarre. I mean, that actually would be a really sick game to take something so stupid like Meat Clap or like the idea of wet clapping and just extend it. The concept of the game is that it's like this time traveling existence where you just have to wet clap and all these in the multiplicity of human existence with string theory.
I like, instead of like a magic carpet from Aladdin, we're flying on a magic meat carpet.
Oh,
yeah, we're flying on Steakums
on a Steakum sheet. I love it.
I feel like we're finally getting somewhere.
Yes, ending our way all the way out of the Believe network, because they're gonna fucking boot us for this stupid shit.
You mean to the bank? You mean to the bank? Straight to the bank?
Yeah, straight to the bank. Yeah. Sorry, Believe, we're now working for the White House. They recruited us based on our conversation about.
I'd like you to send us our large novelty-sized checks made of Steakums meat, please, por favor. Thank you.
I'm gonna take an adorable bite out of the corner before I bash it.
Fucking
Assholes.
Thrilling. Absolutely thrilling. All right, well, this is I think we all have to, we're entering preschool time. Did your kid in school again, or did he drop out?
Yeah, he's actually working down at the docks now. You know.
Oh, damn. So he's back for Miami spring break.
Yeah, we're back from spring break, Miami spring break. We don't have preschool on Wednesdays, so he's only in school 4 days a week. So Wednesdays is our. That's why it's good to pod on Wednesdays for me. I have a little more wiggle room.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Ooh,
That's good to know. We might be moving out to that later afternoon. Shout outs in London, UK. Wait, is this Shia LaDouche in London? Ooh.
Oh, hello, mate. We should have been using our English accents, dog babes.
L'Oreal. Oh, I love it.
And fucking football and like I don't know, like whatever. The Queen.
Chips. Oh, what about the fucking king, man? He died. Rest in peace.
Resters and piecers, Prince Philip.
Resters and
piecers.
Sorry about your loss,
I'm laughing at calling him the king. But
sorry. I don't know. At a certain age, give the guy the kingship, dude. You know, I mean,
he's dead. Can we at least like posthumously refer to him as like King Junior?
Do you think that was how Philip's life ended? It was just like he's on his deathbed and he's just like, just call me
king
just
once.
Just
one
time.
Please.
No, dude.
All right, Philip, you're our king.
And then the queen just
mothers
his face with a pillow. F to pay respect.
Absolutely thrilling. All right. Well, this is Reddit, a weekly podcast
this is Reddit.
about the internet. Talking about internet is beautiful. What a lovely fucking subreddit. I think anybody, all y'all, Anuli 3.
Finally chiming in with a very end.
I know.
Wow. That was
just
beautiful.
taking notes, trying to learn Swedish and Finnish and coding from this podcast. So very studiously taking notes. I like those kind of students, not actually chiming in, not in just like, unlike Philip J. Fry, I can't pay attention for a second, too busy chatting it up. I didn't learn a damn thing.
We love a class clown.
Love a class clown. All right. Anyway, this is Did You Reddit, a weekly podcast about the internet by way of Reddit, the front page of the internet. My name is It's Your Dad.
I'm Dog Boobs.
I'm My Free Day.
Talking about Internet is Beautiful with Shia LaDouche over in London, or at least somewhere in
London town.
Philip J. Fry, our boy Philip J. Fry, Unluly3. Thank you for
Louis
joining us.
Thank you for
And then
joining
who
us.
else? We had somebody else. We had the Boom King and Brennan's Music showed up for a second.
Boom King popped
Love
up.
y'all.
Brennan's Music popped up.
Love seeing
So
you.
nice.
A lot of good
all right.
chatter today. Yeah.
A lot of good chatter. We talk about Internet is Beautiful. Go to that sub. It's a great sub. Explore it. We're probably going to revisit it again. It's just one of those revisitable ones, you know? But anyway, we'll be back next week with another episode. Grind that poll. Fucking Reddit at checkout on Sunday Scaries. Rate, like, subscribe. You know, all that good stuff. What else do we like to say on this
Don't
podcast?
take any piece value. Remember, science is not a dogma.
Yeah,
Words-
shrimp those tails. Science is fake, and I don't know.
And get vaxxed, y'all. Vaxxed, waxed.
Actually, do get vaxxed.
Ready to
waxed and ready to party.
This is the new vax symbol everyone's been doing.
Waxed, and ready to party.
Let's hit the casino. Nice.
We're on go. Let's meet.
See ya.